Anyways, on to the next match here. We have Insurgency versus KithofVenal. On the left-hand side of your screen, we have Insurgency fielding Navy Raven, Sleipnir, Basilisk, and 2 Merlins. On the right-hand side of your screen, KithofVenal with a Navy Raven, Nighthawk, Cerberus, and 2 Mollis. And as I was explained just before the break, that the Mollis, and I didn't realize this, has a damp bonus.
Yeah, 5% for level. So, I mean, almost 2 dampeners on a Mollis equivalent to 3, and plus it doesn't have a problem running cap issues. If a Frigg runs 3 dampeners, it really runs into cap issues. This is also the first time we've seen a logistics ship in this tournament. The Celeste team is fielding a Basilisk. They're the Insurgency team.
In the second Alliance tournament, we really didn't see the Basilisk used much. I think it was Bob was the only one that really fielded any logistics ships in their matches. And when it came down to the finals, of course, versus ASCN, they replaced that with a Hugin to keep Ascendant Frontier at range, which turned out to be a smart move, but, you know, definitely a long match. And the match is on. Who's your money on in this one? I think you
KithofVenal. I think they're going to do a lot of damage. If they can take that Basilisk out fast, we'll see.
That would probably want to the Insurgency. I guess they're going for the Mollis immediately, and I think he's going to be taken out pretty quick. KithofVenal. Is it going to happen? Waiting. Where's that volley?
He's got a lot of missiles on the way. I think this is it.
I think that's pretty much it.
Wow, they really seem to be shield repping him very well.
Yeah, he's just barely hanging on to that. Nobody dead yet. At least I don't think this is going to be as quick as what our last match was.
Now with both Fug Life, it looks like that Merlin is taking a lot of damage. It's gone. And now they're on the Basilisk. Kind of divided fire.
Merlin for Insurgency. First kill by KithofVenal. Second kill by Insurgency on KithofVenal on one of their Malice. We're down to a 4-on-4 now. Nobody showing any real signs of fatigue as of yet. But that's going to take a bit of the damps off. But Cerberus being called primary gun for KithofVenal. Not really showing, not really seeing what's going on here from KithofVenal to Insurgency. This could be anyone's game here.
Yeah, the longer it goes on, I'd give the advantage to the Insurgency team just because the Basilisk seems to be doing an amazing job.
Well, looks like you called that one wrong, Trev.
Oh.
KithofVenal. I don't know. It's anybody's game at this point. The Ravens. We saw a lot of Ravens in the last tournament. Do you think we're going to see a lot of Ravens this time as well?
Yeah, I think even in this format it's better because now you can use tracking disruptors, so missiles really have the advantage. Plus, 7 missile slots, and you've got another slot for a large shield transfer or something. I think the Qatari Navy Raven is just an excellent choice.
CNR, of course. And then, as I was talking about, we were talking about this before in terms of the Tech 1 Frigs as being if anyone knows about the last tournament, what we did last time is basically it was standard setups, and it was we had battleship, one battleship.
Command
one battle cruiser, one cruiser, one destroyer, and one frigate. So this time we have points per ship, and that's gonna be giving us a little more interesting matches and mix-ups here.
Yeah, it really seems like the first 4 teams have all kind of abided by the faction battles. Oh, there goes.
Oh, there we go.
The Merlin.
That's down. We've had a bunch of kills here since we've been talking. Both the Merlins and the Basilisk for Insurgency now down. Two ships remaining for Insurgency: a Navy Raven and a Sleipnir, piloted by USA 4 and Darth Solo. That's on the left-hand side of your screen. On the right-hand side of your screen, KithofVenal still fielding 2 ships: Navy Raven, Nighthawk, and a Cerberus. Cerberus being called primary by Insurgency. It's anybody's game here now. I mean, this Cerberus doesn't seem like it's going to be hanging on.
I don't know. I think it's only a matter of time. I really think KithofVenal, with the Nighthawk's new bonus, it's got a rate of fire bonus, it really does a lot of damage. And with the Cerberus, CNR, Nighthawk pounding on you, I think it's only a matter of time until the Insurgency team goes down. But they seem to be doing a great job of shield tanking. I don't know how long they can do that for.
No, and especially with that Cerberus, he's really starting to dig into armor now. Just a matter of time before we're probably going to be, in my opinion, down to a 2-on-2, and an interesting matchup at that. this could end up going for quite a little while longer.
Yeah, well, I was really excited to see that Celeste, started Insurgency and was going to be in the tournament this time. And once I saw KithofVenal had a lot of Solid Line Enterprises guys, they're really great PvPers, hardened PvPers. I know several of them have fought them in game, and so that's why I really think this is the clash of the Titans in Group A.
Yeah, interesting. The first two matches today, none of these corporations participated in the last Alliance tournament. And there goes the Cerberus. Cerberus for KithofVenal. We're down to a 2-on-2 here. On the left-hand side of your screen, Navy Raven and a Sleipnir for Insurgency. On the right-hand side, KithofVenal still feeling a Navy Raven and a Nighthawk. That Navy Raven still taking a bit of a punishment from the KithofVenal team.
Yeah, it looks like they're breaking his tank. I mean, I think it's only a matter of time till he runs out of cap. But all four of these ships have really, really good tanks. I just think, the KithofVenal team kind of got the jump on them. I didn't expect to see that Cerberus go down so fast.
So as we all know, you fought in the Alliance tournament last time, heading up a team for the Red Skull. And you guys made it into the final 16, losing only 2 of your ships in the final round. It was mainly just a matter of point score for that win for Ascendant Frontier. But you being pulled out of the tournament this time, would you rather be here doing this, or would you rather be flying in the tournament? I know it was a bit of a thing because you put a lot of work into it, and this was sort of a last minute kind of thing. And
I've had a blast here. I've met some really cool people I played with in game. I got to hang out with the devs. I think, it's been a great experience coming to Iceland. I guess I've played in the PvP Alliance tournament before, and, being here is completely different. So, I still love to be in the Alliance tournament, but if I had to choose, I'd definitely choose to be here.
Well, there you go. Well, and your team is actually playing today in a match. Was it about 6 or 7 o'clock tonight, I believe?
Yeah, it does. Versus IAC. But I think it's an interesting tactic on KithofVenal to go after the Caldari Navy Raven first rather than the Sleipnir. Especially with the changes in Revelation, you get a lot more shield, a lot more cap. You think it would have been a softer target for them to go for the Sleipnir when they had all 3 ships on 2. But, it seems like the Raven might be digging in.
Insurgency,
the Nighthawk, halfway into armor.
Insurgency catching up here. Digging right into that Nighthawk. I think he is just about done. We're going to be moving into a 2-on-1 here in favor of Insurgency. Although as soon as that Nighthawk goes down, I think the pressure is going to be taken off that CNR.
Yeah, it really doesn't look like he has a damage control. He went down rather quickly there, so, yeah.
Well, one thing I'm glad to see, we're seeing a little bit more on the interesting fights here, even though it is a little bit at range, but we are seeing the damage output, at least in the first 2. But I'm sure we'll see the tactics. It was bracket number 7. Bracket number 7 is being called the Bracket of Death.
Yeah, there's a lot of good teams in there. IAC, Mercenary Coalition, the Red Skull, Zealous, which is rumored to be a Bob B team, but I don't know, and Terra Incognita, which I didn't know who they were.
Well, everybody's a Bob B team. We all know that. We all know that. The big rumor on the forums is that all the devs are a Bob. We actually have a member of Bob here, and that really wasn't, by our own personal selection, but we love him anyways. We have Farjang here with us, and he will be on later on in the show.
Yeah, I did think that was part of a vast conspiracy to get me off the Red Skull team to come here to Iceland, so I wouldn't be the biggest threat to Bob.
I think it was.
I think they were scared.
Think it was.
And that's why I'm here.
We needed to sort of balance that out a little bit, and get things going. Well, this could take a little while longer. I'll see if I can get a bit of a time here from Le Mans from match start to now. We are now at 15:39 is the time in game, so we've been going for approximately 8 minutes now. So that means this team's have another 6 minutes to do some serious damage, and I think this tank for KithofVenal, I'm not so sure that's going to hang on much longer.
Yeah, I don't know. The Insurgency team, it looks like USA 4 is dipping into armor now, so that's not good. But yeah, this is a great fight, really back and forth.
I think he was dipping in. He was just dipping into armor at the time when the Nighthawk was still up for KithofVenal. They were pumping in right into that, and I think the timing was just good. And it's Insurgency clearly showing that they've got what it takes to move on with this. It was kind of a shock to me, given what you had told me about the 2 Maulus, but clearly KithofVenal not using them correctly. But another thing that was removed from the last tournament was the logistics drones. Logistics drones were, I mean, from a commentator's perspective, were like a huge pain in the ass. We just couldn't see. There was just swarms and swarms and swarms of drones, and I think that really sort of attributed to why these matches were going on for an extended period of time. Actually, your team, Trev, was one of the only ones to really utilize cap transfers to their peak effectiveness. I mean, there really wasn't a lot of other teams that I saw, I mean, using them as much as you guys did.
Yeah, and we didn't rely on logistic drones at all.
No.
It seems like teams that did once, a lot of teams didn't target their opponents' logistic drones, but teams that relied on them really were, once they died, they went down rather quickly. So I also think the addition of Tech 2 ammo to this Alliance tourney really makes a big difference, and it's making the matches go faster. And but wow, this is still very, very close.
It is very close. Still, we got about 5 minutes left to going into this match. If you're just joining us, Insurgency on the left-hand side of your screen, still fielding a Navy Raven and a Sleipnir. On the right-hand side of your screen, KithofVenal. Still holding on with the Navy Raven, just digging into armor now. And by what I'm seeing here, I think this match is going to be all over with a nice win for Insurgency. I'm going to call it early because I like to do that, and that's my thing. And we do see a cap transfer going on here, actually. Speaking of cap transfers, we see a cap transfer coming out from the Insurgency.
I believe that's a remote shield booster.
No, there's two, actually.
Oh, okay.
There's the remote shield booster, but I noticed a cap transfer coming out from him as well. There was two. I don't know if he's just switching it on as needed, but yep, given the logistics drones, not one of my favorites.
Okay, it looks like the solid line CNR is going to go down here very
that
quickly.
That he is. CNR digging into structure now. It's all over for KithofVenal. Insurgency coming out on top. Come on, guys. Finish it up. Finish it up.
Good fight, guys. I think, whole shot. It should be over soon. I think Solid Line will be back. Honestly, I think both of these teams will advance in this division.
Yes, this was Renux in local. Commenting on a good fight, very exciting, and I must agree. There was definitely a lot to look at here, and a pleasing fight. But sorry, KithofVenal, we put our risk on you, but we didn't walk away with anything in return. KithofVenal losing a Navy Raven, Nighthawk, Cerberus, and two Maulus. Insurgency fielding a Navy Raven, Sleipnir, Basilisk, and two Merlins, surviving with their two top ships, Navy Raven and a Sleipnir. So a bit of a surprise here.
Good comeback, Insurgency.
Yeah, Insurgency just... I was actually quite surprised. I'm given this. I remember when I was given the list and I looked down it, I saw that Basilisk and two Merlins, and I didn't know how they'd handle it, but you know, clearly this worked for them. But one thing, do you think we're going to see? I mean, coming back, say tomorrow with Insurgency, do you think we're going to see a lot of people switching up their not just setups, but the ships that they're using?
Honestly, I think, it looks great on paper. I just wonder who the Mauluses targeted and who they dampened. I think, who they called as primary and who they decided to dampen could really make an impact on, how the fight developed. So, I would have went right after the CNR right away before it could rep that Basilisk, and I have no idea what they did. Maybe they did, and the CNR from the Insurgency team was just so well sensor boosted that, it still had a fast lock, so it's hard to know.
Well, there you go. But nonetheless, Insurgency coming out on top with clear win. And we'll be passing it back to the studio here and over to Spiral and the boys over there. Good fight, guys. Over to you.